The EC leadership, they have to go. The NPP today, they have confirmed what Asedin Ketia said. They support Asedin Ketia's decision. They support Asedin Ketia's observation. A program that started. Omo musika ko kemu no yetua ni nyina amomo and oko campuses are enkwara no eni age omo hu de omo nya omo hu. Yana some time busa ho simple question say inti NPP epe power omo de beye den. And the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, Wakasemi, we need justice who are not swayed by popularity or pressure, but are anchored in the Constitution and driven by a genuine desire to uphold justice without fear or favor. And then a judge for 7 John Mahama Bino, Ebaye, Omo because Omunim se judge for be retirement. Na Imremuno, se judge for be so some retirement, or say to me Fabi, na Sebio, Omu Frimwa, na Omuso Abishim. And so, John Mahama Baya, Emra, Ebogana Hobrano, and Shan say, on to me, Emfa, judges. Say a president for judge for almost a Supreme Court. Momi and Shembrani Emfa Tabono ento the number of Nipa Omobeko Supreme Court. Na menote ayan share samra ne de. Sir President Mahama nipa 30 ko Supreme Court amini problem because near tia de kufa be nipa 18, 20. Inti koto de ne bonwe dabi. Until say nya be together. Yenie be ko eye otumfo ho. Mate se PMP for akotumfo say otumfo entia den entia eye Chief Justice asebnim. Misrawa otumfo odi hene wo Kumasi. Otumfo onye Ghana Constitution. In the PMP for you've gotten it wrong. Sankamo assembly and Kamon Kancho 2 for say on kasem na judges na ya form ebro number bino yamfa number ba kumbra na president biaba on to me judge mbroso. Sana mo pesa mo ko me na wa mo nko dis ankomo no. Na ankomo na mo de kono so chen no. Because otumfo ehye constitution ase. Otumfo ntimi fa ne pe enkyere Ghana de enye. Otumfo oso no so tena Ghana mo te Ghana te say nia. Ono so tuya to. Ono so Ghanaian. Otumfo ni special passport. Otumfo te say woni me. Ni die de man efri say oye ohene a owo Kumasi. Inti otumfo nye constitution of Ghana. Inti PMP for no that thing na mokoye no a concept. Otumfo kra ferry say mumu sa no beba no ho abeka sa nkwasasem na kire no. Every say otumfo say to onim say oni to me chen president. You get it? Inti I'll say etinyo maybe ase o Ghana. Me nana sibia mujojo no I na too much. I'll say yemu bi ne ati ase say eye otumfo say tutu oyo hene odi hene okumase sebio oyo hene a ohye constitution ase onu anka say oyo hene no ombu constitution so sebio on disrespect constitution no ohu president a sebio odini die ma no efiri say onim say ohye president na ase e na ohye constitution ase enti eye den na mutumi free fie say otumfo asama eye constitution a hye say yendi so no otumfo nko butu no Mwangasa mudwene ansana makotumfo akasa mo pese motutu anoma na mo ko otumfo se aboa beni na nipa bi anya ho kwan e kasa tia no e ka nanim mwagimi motutu anoma ho na mo ko kye se aboa beni otumfo nim Ghana mra meken otumfo emra we redi e Ghana mra otim onim se the president and the AC ever Chief Justice ho no e constitution na ye nyina ye di so otumfo nim se president bu constitution so anko no ankasa ode ne penko akasa waba and crying by 3 times. We shall president, or you say president di boni, and now or ye BBA constitution, and go 2 for Becassa, said we 2 for Shobiase, or Santimemu, or the constitution, the president, I say, into Mr. President, Messumi Tuaba, Messumi Ganani, Messumi Tuato, in fact, we dear, when the constitution so, but or 2 for bank crying, or himself president, the constitution so, into Toba and Obesreye, and or blessed no Sako Kumase, or Kodi Hino Kumase, into Ayana Munjai Sakasano. Sa PMP ni sa anyoma na mo otumfo afrafra mo pese nipa bi e kasete otumfo no ya mpene mamundi sa nkwase asem no because otumfo se tutu ni mumra no oba nkran ya e man Mike sanka president ebu mra bi so anka obeka obi antumi nya no hwe ba onim se ye ko edie bibia fenchem obi antia mra bi aso bibia gina na aso ntaye den na jimifo ko se nana ene ko ka Chief Justice asem ekan enye obi na abodi trim eyemra na edi nti otumfo nya den otumfo no so hye mra na se no onkota mo mra no ntwene otumfo se dutu wo hye Ghana mra se o hye constitution ase eto a ye betwa to se nyine ntoro betua ye to petro 10 Ghana ono so beto petro 10 Ghana yanga so otumfo nto beto 2 Ghana no Yakasa Ghana obi under 6 o'clock president kasi yeko war bema bia ojane na asu bia emfa de etuo nkuta ne yenko wa otumfo e bema e man tuache nsem obedi echi akol kontokwa nti adena mo ye no mo na mo ma ho kwan ma nipa bi den etumi ekeka nsem mitie benhia ba menhia otumfo no ono oburu sa de nso kumase na opani ye nti odi hini okumase a mo ma ne ndi ne hini na so munjo no. Now yanko ende asama eye President Mahama kan. President Mahama say and the judge for in Swan na and the President Mahama so in Omabe and the Omabe judges Omoko Supreme Court no. President Mahama ka say me o say ye hia judge for sebio omumma eyedien nhwehwenimu ene dien hwani kokoti ene sebio ahantansam ene amanfo ebebo mo anobabai akeka nsema ye de efo mo ho na sebio de bia no omo eden omo nam krom na ye bo mu din etwetwetwom picture no on say we need justice who are not swayed or say ye judges fo a omo masa anyoma no sebio enyi omo adwene emfiri edwuma ye de ahye omo nsem omo judge fo a sebio omo tinipem a na omo mu na omo nim efiso omo nim say ye betwa omo picture de ko kansem omo judge fo a omo adwene omo so omo nim nyansa chen obia omo kasa omo dimina de omo ye omo ho ebu omo fama nipa de bia ne ye huhu omo ho no o se sa judge fo no aya na ama omo ani efri dwuma ye de ma omo no ntefutu a o de ma judge fo we nyina ne se omo nya judge fo a omo ni eda edwuma no so sebio atantene ne na omo adwene nko ho se ne nokure se ne be ya Ghana a ye ba ye mrasam ye betumi asom ama akekere o man na gina ne na so a ye betumi abo ho bra no o se saa eye gidie ne ye pe wo judge fo mu ntefutu o de ma judge fo no se omo nya judge fo a edwuma ye de ama omo so omo nkodi te se omo hwehwe nsem mu omo kyekye nsem mu omo de atentene ede to ho abo oman no ban no o se omo ma omo ni nko ho na sebio ma omo nkoye te se judge fo a omo soro na omo mu na omo nim na omo tinipem na omo twetwe na omo kakasetia na omo kasa ngina so ni so a sebio omo adwene omo se omo affiliated to political party omo nyoma bi omo ye akesesam ahantan etenie a sebio elso ni mfaso no o se mama judge fo no ensua saade no efri say ye hu judge fo a sebio ende yenim so omo suban no nti yenyi saade no emfrim omo nyi sa suban no mema omo nsua na omo mbo eye de obra na omo mbo dwuma no ma Ghana fo eninji omo no piao President Mahama ne kaye wojidwam. Yes, Asempapa Biaba John Mahama de Asempaba. Right now, about 15,000 students have received disbursement under government no free stress policy. Now, remaining students to receive theirs soon after verification. Eyakwachi ofosu enso akasa ono na MP Abra Ablekuma Mankase traditional area. Eyakwachi ofosu na MP ho. Wakasa o se NDC aban no me no ka sei John Mahama share Ghana for sebio imbebunu a na omoba beko aban school into eye tertiary institutions no and aban ka say mo amoba beko universities eye aban universities no mo first year mo school fees no aban NG obia fees second year na mo betuma agi loan and atoaso third year agi loan fourth year agi loan. Now we move on. Aban shebo John Mahama shebo NDC aban shebo party ni shebo and Ghana mbebunu a omo tertiary institutions eye aban dia no omo bose enije aba and enkwara be 15,000 there school fees obutua no ye de omo nyina school fees am say mo ana John Mahama kasa na modi nkentua school fees no because na ebi mu di nkentua school fees no ansa na John Mahama kura eba power san for school fees no butua na ekokemu no and nipa 15,000 and over school fees bi obutua bia aban etua e de am omo say ni se mutua we first year student 1 year no first year no dey a free catch wo maame no papa mama obi anyi sempoa anyi dama John Mahama shebo o shebo no so wedi so and them brand ne maba wa o motwehia e wo Ghana around Ghana nyina no obi ani age say ne pese akekere man no ye pe politician ana party o mo ka no kure edi no kure se bi o mo shebo a o di so and them no ka say enkwara poly 15,000 ofa enkwara 15,000 gu menhia o mo nko menhia nkwa 30,000 edan 30,000 enkwara ne bekum sa enkwara ni nyina no John Mahama ban NDC aban say school fees first year o mutua na o mo a program na starting omo musika ko kemu no yetua ni nyina ama omo and okọ campuses a enkwara no eni age omo hu de omo nya omo hu. I'm sorry, I'm showing the wrong video. In fact, Oba nkwara ni age. When a friend said about Papa about a Jenny Ghana for him, and now all over the place, over Ghana, baby, and Kwareniaji, sa and a tier, and the 1,005, 2,000, 30 million, 40 million, and Kora Mutia, or Maufosika, you just canning now, Mamma back, say, Mofanko Mamma for now, Sebio, baby, Omokobo, be sent free, baby, a Sebio, Omo, Ekotiti, Omo, Remco first, second free, and Monsan Fanko tour. If we say Abina Abano, a Abaya, a share Ghana for bo, a Abaya, a deno cre, ebedi Ghana so. Say nyoma mo yedin a obeka Ghana for nyoma mo yedin mo me antoto nyoma ye na engyina na so say nyoma mo yafu a aban no ene obedidi abom and the John Mahama aban NDC aban in the history of Ghana first year tertiary student omo aban school biano aban first year omo sika sebio omo de betua fees no aban say e free omo krompa omo tua ya na sebio John Mahama nyanwura office no sika ekemu no and the John Mahama aban say me say mo bo me kano krekere mo me pese me di mo so me pese me ma Ghana no efa ne ntoma pefra we mu eye mebunu Ghana no sebio e wo se ye mo omuso efili se oman na omo de ahye yensa no omo betuma nya gidie wom. This is building the confidence of the young Ghanaian. We are making them believe say aban bi ba na oka ade bi ohyebo a odiso a yebetuma nya gidie ewo amabuom. Governance a gidie. Now, when you make the young people believe that governments are not that bad and that they are governments that come for the people's problems, they are governments that come in to solve issues. Say yama imbebunu no ene omwa enkwara yede omo chichirema no ebenya gidie ewa aban mu ebehu say political parties are not the same. Political parties, ideologies are not the same. Party bia ewo de ogina so fapema yede party no party bi eyatro ene yede te ebiti se NPP. Omu diatro, omu twa ensam etuni paso eye politics any sikanti na omu baye. Nso NDC aban we actually say even eye time na omu ni power omu share mebu no omu Ghana ene omawofo bo say omu beye bibia ma sebio eye enkwara omu beko eye school to aso ana university tertiary institutions a eye aban dia no John Mahama shares abono na Ekufuado dinatem na Bawumia dinatem na NPP for esopano na omu di NDC for atem say ebeye den no motuma ye efri say NDC no omu kofasika wen John Mahama ka say maye bida minim se ye kekere man sebio menya kwase a mekotena play mu ama shower edware egu mi so na medware gu omo a omo tua sika no mame no sebio menya jimifo a mebegina nipem abesa eye first year no mame na eye experience nyansa adwene pa ene akoma pa ene nimdia a yede kekere man ena mede ba bedi Ghana so enti John Mahama se hye saabo no na awofo bi mu krampo adwene mo ayomo sekrene kakra na omo njindi se aban bi betuma aba ama saaban no abaye de okaye ende yete ha ejebo ejana abedu John Mahama and the NDC as a government and the Ghana Nibia Kwarabia Oko University Oko tertiary institution eya bind the biano and the winter fees omo fees omo tua ye krampo no aban biamba oman mu a yesika kodin wa wasade yesika maye. This is the first time yenya a government Ghana ni etua sika ma sa aban no na aban na kasa dabi we ye wo sika ji sika back. This is the first in the history of Africa. Aban bi agi students bi edien sika akasa dabi mehia wo bo mesisa sika we momfa mama papa nom mo maame nom mo ankasa nyoma mo behia monje mu sika na montena classroom na monsua de we need the 42-year agenda saade we be cost for the next 42 years enye ende ena ebejai John Mahama ne NDC for opepa ene adwene a omo omo pese Ghana no ya kekere ne ye no se ye sesa yensa ye dane yensa saa nyoma pa aban we editu ekwemu ama ye ne nyina be free yensa the NPP for person be say omo ba na adepa John Mahama ne NDC ye nyina no omo betwam omo be se no ye nyina ye pesa de we ye pesa ye mako school first year omo ntia school fees the second and third and fourth year no omo agi loan e de wie ye pesa oman no ye oman bi a aban etumi kire se aban so ensa e wo ya brabo a ye bom inti mama ye nyina ye nkan humbom the 42-year agenda no e very important. So yama MPP for we any opportunity they would destroy every single thing we are building. It has taken us years to get our country back, to build this nation, to make sure say the yenchiriba ebe peno yebetu abo ban. Let us protect the yenchiriba ebe ba betoso. The yenchiriba ebe toso no anyway. We are John Mahama and NDC aban aba. This is what we call thinking about the unborn generation. The next 42 years, you know, Akwarebi abe wono Ghana, obeko primary abe SS Aba University, no, the first year, no, at the end of the day, no, sa first year, no, on tia school fees. John Mahama buying ekanye. John Dramani Mahama kasa, o sheyebo, o kache se, yamma jidie na yawo Yesu Kristo mu, yamfa sa jidie no enhye mu, na sebio, o ye ejane ba no wo politics im, o sheyebo, obediso, wa hye sa abo no, odiso. Ghana for it's up to us to make sure that these good things we protect it. Yambo hombain, yankaya timbom, aban pa aba, aban pa edim puntio, ene sebio eyedien, ahunya edia abano enye. John Mahama ni NDC, omaba, omunji omatanasiye, yamwa aban we no omundi sonche. 42 years is agenda. The NDC is for you, the NDC is for me. John Dramani Mahama, wabano no waba. You are still live on Loud Silence TV. My name is Kevin Ekobedu Taylor. Inti ana sometimes we say simple question say inti MPP epe power omode beye den. MPP epe power na omo pe no omode beye den. more power, more person we want to ask. I keep asking this question. It does not matter the amount of insult and all that. Sebio, NDC winning power, John Mahama Netiso. And I support John Mahama. I support the NDC government, what they are doing. So far, I support everything that they are doing. If something goes wrong, I'll criticize. But I'm not going to ever tell anybody to vote for the NPP because the NPP is a killing machine. It's a party that is not ready to serve. It is a party that is about tribe. It's a party that is about self-wealth. I am never going to tell any Ghanaian to vote for a party that will come in and kill Ghanaians. I'll never do that. But the question I want to ask you people, I am more NPP for to say, to me, more power. What do you need the power for? So much to chair them somebody to me bear more about day because I'm crying in the school no first year money and free. And nyoma abine kan ye nyina no abine air to. Enti more power no still you have not answered the question. More the 2 minutes ye den. Free SHS and ye problem new ho. Abine cross still eduane na nkrani di na ye papa no person ye ni more. They say I mean who be a problem no wo. And the National Health Insurance board ya nipa odaso sika wotua eka wotua and the ejina ne naso enti as we speak National Health Insurance problem ni less hospitals na complaining about obu payment. Now den pa na mo pesa mo ba power na mo be den. It's a simple question, mo pe power dey den. Till date obian to minka the NPP for pe power dey mo ko yi flag bearer na wa be den. Obedi president na wa be den. Mo party na mo pesa mo ba power na mo pe power then na mo pesa mo de power na ye because your problem to see ye wono ye solving nyina nti I don't know sanka problem wo ho and anka ye ntumi solve ya Ghana eka da ye so esi ye tua dollar ye be fa na 17 na ye NDC for and the dollar no was 10 then petrol NDC for be fa no almost 17 and the petrol above mo be do be 12 now ye busa say e dey pa na esi ano mo pe 2 minutes dia ye mo pesa mo de ye den se mo tumi kirekirem mo de ometum de tumi mo pesa mo de tumi ya nanka yate ase till date mo nka de mo pesa mo de tumi yes mo ko primaries 2 minutes mo pesa mo de den. What do you need a power for? A simple question and you people are failing to answer. Mo nya power no mo de ye den because you the 2 minutes bibi oji 2 minutes na also 2 minutes bibi and na John Mahama agia or de ye ye ni nyina so ye busam say 2 minutes mo pe no saa 2 minutes no aban papa ba enti mo de ye den. Edian pa na mo pesa mo ya aban we ntumi nye menim na ma menchiro de John Mahama saba baye. Now this is what we call the 24-hour economy. John Dramani Mahama will launch 24-hour economy. Mahama launches 24-hour economy and export program. 24-hour economy and export program. Now pledges private sector leadership. Now John Mahama launching program we know Saturday no launching no omo say program way a 24-hour economy policy no e 8 pillars ebegina so. Aban way since about power they have always dragged along or always moved along with the private sector. Near to Kroma and another dan kweku for the NPP catcher say Ghana beyond aid. Ebe sin there maintain say NPP ni bie na no aka Ghana beyond aid da because it was a lie. Yatiana Maka say one district one factory NPP for power omo ba be factories. Buying ABC factories. At the end of the day, I'm going to say, oh, factory be anywhere. Now, factory be ordered that. Now, this NDC government in opposition, I'm going to say they want this country to run 24 hours. And the 24-hour economy policy they are bringing, they are going to bring the public sector and also the private sector. They made you know from the beginning, say, Abainenqua cannot implement 24-hour economy. And that the bigger force will come from drive free the private sector. John Mahama share bono, Sebio, Ebono share no, Wandanena no, Ebonano, baby Ujina. Amende ya launch 24-hour economy. Abano enya abutre ejudwoma kire na yenuanu bi na mo PZ ne asankrigwane bibi no ebi ha ensam ne ba amuntibi. Itimi be kire mo 24-hour economy na abana launch no how it is going to impact you as a Ghanaian. And bebewana is simple. Break it down and make it basic. Sane be ya wotu wona ka say 24-hour economy say pa aban we kan say or the yen be 24-hour no government no NDC aban say or the Ghana for and the be 24-hour economy no. And how is it going to do that? Remember, aban cannot employ more. Remember, aban cannot waste a lot of money again on wages. Aban does not have the money, but aban can create wages from we the citizenry, the private sector. Aban can work with us in collaboration to raise revenue to at the end of the day build this nation. Into 24-hour economy, no. Anytime they are betibiano, also who say a wuntina John Mahama de baye. It is yene how we are going to meet the government halfway, and then the 24-hour economy and also. At the end of the day, how many companies now buying B? But the small institutions are buying there at the support. Any other institutions, you know, are buying is going to activate them to work 24 hours. Passport office, some of the hospitals. But the chunk of the job will depend on the private sector. Because the private sector, a Ghana fwa, mwankasa, motitimu moruma, mudi mojuma no, mope se abayin eni mudinsa waswo, na sebi mojuma ni mutre, na abayin sunya honfaswo, na munya honfaswo, and then your friend of private sector participation in government policy. Enti ende NDC abayin no, eye private sector no, abeka eye dien, eye amemuohu. Mamen church de munchira 24-hour economy. NPP for ejimi. In 2024, Omudi free SHS policy by from 2020. Omudi hun komosa edrum brebi. John Mahama ka se obese obe review no ye free SHS ye. Review SHS say obesha ade mu kena nyoma bi a enko ye no watene no. MPP for led by Akufo no ba omiane nkwasiafo omka. Omka say review means cancel. And it's a MPP ni, so a lawyer or a communicator or a MPO alternative so catch us on free SH on 24-hour economy as senekwasia every say obi on review I say there's no way as any panabeti 24-hour economy I say. See me? Obi on review as no. There is no way. It does not matter school or work. We give it to the point to say ultimately 24-hour economy I say. So do not waste your time on the foolish MPP communicator. It does not matter the title the person carries. We Jimmy, if you say I won't review us here, how can you understand 24-hour economy? So we as Ghanaians, you know, I was saying you ignore these fools called the MPP and look at the policies the government is implementing. And the encourage school near Jinsa abine to me and so and abaye. So we need to ignore the foolish MPP and look at the policies the government is ready to implement and activate to benefit you and I. Now, yanko into the 24-hour economy. The 8 pillars are ebabe jinaso edi jumano amaye nyina ho atoye. Now, first of all, maybe kenkan PZ for intinima jujum otumfo nana enya wanka menye. Enye, the 24-hour plus program is designed. You got a 24-hour plus programmer, meaning the other programs are account into a 24-hour economy. And yet, just you can say economy are one thing, but there are a lot of things in the economy. And it's a 24-hour plus because export count. Yeah, the export. Nyoma, you be no krumha na ya ton ediako amanane. Any other things into a 24-hour plus policy no any. Now, it will create 1.7 million jobs within 4 years. Inti abane say in fear 9 pe 24-hour plus policy we know ebe create in Yuma within 4 years no 1.7 million jobs. Now Obega say, hey, Aban can sa keke. Sa na ekufu ade kwasi ampen obeka kan bi ekire one district, one factory, one constituency, den ye hwehwe. Aban we ekire specifications. Bebi a edwuma no be free aba. Nti omanya abotre say me CNN, Ghana CNN, loud silence. Ye me kirechirem na afa me nkire mu wie no, ubehu bebi a edwuma no be free aba. In afi 4 years no, ubehu edwuma 24-hour economy plus na edi aba. Entity 1.7 million baby a juman be free abano and be chechirumi. A be free about extended productivity. A year beyond the traditional 8-hour workday through shift system. A binary say productivity be cost now ye ba be a year ye be expanded and you be a year a mredo doa and hours do a year jumano ako a year 3 shift system. 8 hours no. Now, boost export. Boa ama sebio nyoma ye de bekwa abruchiri no enuaba ye bedua no ha cashew ni ade ye pese ye de kwa abruchi koton no no so ebema emu peja na nyoma sebio ye kraba no eso beti ene de bema yenya aye abrofu sika dollar na oman no ensika sem egina ne na so. Now, integrate value chain across agriculture, manufacturing, logistics and services. Inti abasa na omo mu ye kua omo asebio omo ye nyoma bi te se den omo manufacture nyoma omo so omo ye logistics any services obi wo ha ebia shazi any omomoye courier services our services no sa anyama nyina betuma besisi eni na ebie ama ndwuma aba ekronim. Attract private investors with 300 to 400 million in seed capital from government and nearly $2 billion in private commitment. Aban away sika almost 300 to 400 million dollars. Edi si wo say sika ye de be share 24-hour economy no ye de be shem edi astarte. ɛyɛ ne yɛfrɛ no ɛyɛ deɛn dwetire a yɛde bɛhyɛ 24-hour economy plus nim into 24-hour plus no into aban ɛyi $400 million. In fact, so wohwɛ mu pa ɛyɛ private sector no almost a ankorankorafo mpɛ de sika bɛhyɛ no ɛyɛ almost $2 billion. It shows say ɔman no ankorankorafo ayɛ ready and aban so ayɛ ready a ɔmo bɛka ɔmo ntoma esie ni akyekyere Ghana. Mebɛkyerɛw ɛyɛ mpoma ɛyɛ nwɔtwe a aban ɛbɛgyina so ɛde ayɛ 24-hour plus no ama ɔman no 1.7 million job realization no within 4 years no yɛn nsa bɛka na ɛyɛ ndwuma so bɛbie na ɛyɛ deɛ Ghana yɛsikasɛm ɛgyina ne naso. Now CNN na wohwɛ no ɛyɛ Ghana CNN remember Remfi. Now this is how it's going to be. Number 1 no bɛyɛ manufacturing Ghana's industrial future. Now focus and scaling up manufacturing to reduce new exports and increase value added goods. Example, 50 industrial parks across Ghana. Akosombo, Japan, garment park for textiles and apparel export. Kumasi machinery hub for agro processing and light engineering. It focus no bako and 24-hour economy ebegyina so no ebeba manufacturing. Say enia yebetumi ayeden, yebetumi aye nyoma na sebio yama enyoma no edimu na sebio aye presentable na yetuma ton yeka say the value aka ho a utumi ya ade bi sebio ade no esombo na mom sibia wa package no sibia ade no wama no egyina ne nan so a eye akono no ebia saa ade no untumi nye ne saa aban through the 24-hour economy no aban besides get me the one get me sorry. This is 1. Sorry, I went to 2. This is besides get me the 1. So 2 no air manufacturing. Send a beya ube to me air den added value aka air den nyoma ye manufactured okrom ha into be Ghana nebia or manufacture bibi to say ebia pencil obo also otumi aye bibi to say garment entuma aban pese oboa saa ndwumadwuma we nyina na saa industries we nyina no sebio omo begina omo na so na omo tumi air den etumi a print more na yekoton abroche ye de value ka ho akosomo Japan garment park for textiles and apparel export. Sa companies in nyina wo ho aban e de sa sika we bi e behyem ema ombetumi ayentuma papa a sebio Chinese de na ye kraba no ye betwa so na Ghana so yetumi aye bi kase wo ha ya ye dodo no wo ha na yetumi aye den akoton bi wa abrochiri endwuma nkura nketwa so a omo ye entuma ho dwuma a omo print ntuma eye ntade no omo so aban de sika behyem na omo gina omo na so na omo ye dwuma che se ne be ya eye den oman no sikasem ebebiem na sebio eye den eye ankura so edwumadi omudi no omusikasem ebegyina ne naso. Now we the second point. Now second pillar. The first pillar no enie. I'm sorry, I skipped the first pillar. The first pillar is about growth. Now the growth no agriculture for sovereignty and sustainability. Almost ekuya enso adie bia 24-hour plus no and so ebedi ntintiman pa. Now revitalizing agriculture through climate smart tech enabling farming. An example would be Eden Volta, transforming the Volta basin into West Africa's breakfast. And a year Shikpon, urban farming using smart irrigation in Accra and Kumasi. And Ablekuma parks. And a agroecological zones with irrigation, solar power, and processing hubs. So this is also another pillar of the 24-hour plus. Now about ekuya, ya bese ekuya sebio ekuya da ekuya debia ye betumi di sebio ye re ahyem ebema ye nnuane enye ekuya ye nende ya na ekọ na sebio asay into your friend sustainable agriculture ebede no ho se yɛka de sika hyema ade bia yedum pempenso bia ye ne betuma afidi ho ye betuma ade aduane bi so afidi ho ne aton bi eno na 24-hour economy no ebeden ede eni so ebesi so nti eno no bi ne say okọ be ti say Volta region sa insu a eda Volta region a sebio amanfo frɛ no the black voter, I think so sa insu no say insu bia ekọ eman efa Ghana sebio efa baby bebre etumi kopie amanfo froso aban say omo pese omo make use of that insuo no se ne be ya omo sa insuo no omo didwa omo pese omo de omo nyoma ba ekrom ebi so ede nyoma efa ko nkro so enku adwuma ene ade no aban no ebepe den ekwan bi so use insuo ni ye se ebi a ship kwanom do besi so na sebio afa sa insuo no so ekọ na eba na ekuafo omo ho etumi de den omo enyoba anase omo omo products nyina no eguso na omo de ba krom na omo beton aban no be utilize saa nsuo ni ye se ne be ya ekuafo a omo ho ni nyina no se bi omo nyina nso omo ye kua na omo nnoba no anase omo nyoma na omo bedua no ebetumi afine ni way aba de ekrom omo so enya omo sika nti aban be use we nyina example saa nsuo na eda ahonamemu no aban pese eye saa nsuo a Ghana ekuafo be use a se bi technically ebe a transport channel a eye nkuafo a omo wo saa nkronkro a etwa eye Ghana ho hia omo da saa nsuo na no nyina no omo nyina nso ebetumi use saa nsuo no ede omo nduaba ede abade ekrom omo obibi ti say eye shikpon urban farming using smart irrigation in Accra and Kumasi and a 24-hour economy no ye ba be ye mfuo e okrom na eno no ka kire obi obeka say ebe de wa ye fuo okrom and the oba abrochira yetumi si edan tenten wobekɔ so no my garden wɔ soro ebi wɔ ha utumi kɔmantam bi na yaka sɛ area ha de yendua yensi dan wɔ ha ye be green ha nyinaa na de aye a particular small farm ɛyɛ tech ɛyɛ de irrigation ye betuma connecting nsuo ama no sɛ bio ye betuma wɔ small ɛyɛ farms in the city and memako Italy there are so many of them there oko Europe some of the countries are ebi wɔ kɔ edan no so no obon sɛ yɛ garden wɔ soro saa nyoma no na aban no epɛ 24-hour economy no Mekaisa John Mahama eka enkokon ketinkiti ende asamwajan mu nyina akesefo kra eje nkokon ketinkiti adwuma ne ye ende Ghana uyi imbebunu tena nipa beye enan aran enum omu nyina are into poultry farming. That is what the 24-hour economy wants to do. It wants people to control their own future, be their own farmers, be their own bosses. Inti even a kromu krampo no obeka se na me ameti kromu de ebede na metuma yekua John Mahama ni 24-hour economy policy na aba no mo amuti eye ekurom kurati Kumasi tenkran no mo betumi take advantage of it. Your modern kind of farming, you don't need to go deep in the forest to farm. You can be in the urban areas, you can still do a farming. Irrigation system here good. Technology aba etumi eboa emetumi ye small gardens in the city is also part. Amafo betumi to asho mo say unia ye de ye nam nkran ye pensase a eye obi dia se bi onye ready say obi develop this year ye pese odi asase ma 6 years the ben say ye ba be ye de fish pond ye ba be dua ye de garden eggs. We are going to make it in such a way say we are going to make sure say the value be ka ho ye be export it. That is small e nketenkete na ba together a country becomes economically independent, and these are some of the things 24-hour economy ebe. Now oko the third pillar our 24-hour economy no a me chechiri mu akere utie Ghana CNN very very important. Now third pillar near build 24 infrastructure for integrated growth. Now focus will be on building the fiscal backbone for 24-hour productivity. Examples will be rehabilitating the roads and bridges in trade corridors. Also inland water transport on Volta Lake and strategic air cargo hubs for exports like pineapple and pharmaceuticals. Into 24-hour economy no aban any private sector na into the aban person and say infrastructure so ehia pa into aban ednani eba beko de enkwan ana ekwan ahodro e wo Ghana ekwan a ehia pa say e wo sa kwan ye na ema edwuma ye no se bi ebe ye wawa into ekwan any bridges bi a aban hu ni say very vital. Sa bridge we ya ekuafo nnuane e fa so no so much into also we dey important. Abai say 24-hour economy no sika ye dey abehye no enu bi na ye dey ba be select some of the bridges any enkwan bi a e wo se ye obebi a farming area. Sa kwan no so person implement 24-hour economy now bridge that gap between the city and the villages sa kwan wan nya enuane no entumi ba enti sa ekwan no ene sa bridges no aban say because of the 24-hour economy no and say ade bi a omoni ebesi hu a omobe make sure say oma ayesa anyoma no eba inland water transport na me ka kire no Volta Lake no and so be use insuo no sebio ede didwuma sa insuo no entumi ntene nkokwa e say entumi de kodo obi siso sa kodo no ebeko tire tutire ekuafo mo kwan no nyina no obi abetumi afa ne nyoma ede akọ the next city the next town to make sure say business is up and down obi a dwuma yekoba sebia yekoba no na sika efa nipa nsem na oman no emu bie sebia obi wo ha onyanko be yekua oni ekua ni we be yedwuma nanso se ne be obefiri bebi owo no akọ bebi ekua ni wo no ensuo so na wo so fa oni ekwan bi obefa so interbind the canoes, a boat, ebesisi sanso so na a transporting for any aduane any services. Send a beya, sebio obiwa or baby, and so betuma fan so akoye dwuma aba. Sa anyo no eboa ema the economy ejina na so. About pharmaceutical services na any production companies na aban so making sure the 24-hour economy no strategic air cargo hubs and also ye betumi aye bibia omo ye inro omo so asebio omo eye bibi to say abrobe any nyoma bi baby omo wono ebia eye access to those places na adding aban ebefa kwan bi so nyoma bi wo ha I was say ye try na yetumi emane beka eye ensa e okrum no aban ebetoto ema sa nyoma ni nyina so ejina na so. These are all part of the 24-hour economy policy eye NDC aban 9 8 pillars are ejina so inti enye just one statement obia be hwehwem I dey say eye enamampesie no uhwem a de open no na we now oko the fourth pillar 24-hour plus no enie eno culture, creativity and tourism for jobs. And focus no on monetizing Ghana's culture, asset, and creative industry. Examples in a tourism cluster along Volta Lake and Cape Coast. And also support for film, music, and fashion export, diaspora engagement through heritage tourism. So basically, tourism and so any creativity, culture, and also one part of 24-hour economy. They'll look at how they can convert some of our cities into tourism hubs. Maybe it's a Volta region. People want to travel on the lake, the Volta Lake. They don't know how to do it. I buy able to me the boat. So it will be a tourist attraction and for transport a tourist. Acco the back and send them across the Volta region all the way to the central region. A month 4% or we use some of the rivers or hono. These are all the things that are buying here. Inti ewo 9 bebre enya yakaze 24-hour economy pa NPP for Jimmy to Montiasie bibi to say support for film, music and fashion export nyoma bebre o ha ye industry na film industry no omu hia aban pese ohyemu kena na ejina ne na so se ne be ya yebeso yebetuma di dwuma ama ye sini twa na ye twa no ejina ne na so aban pese odi sika hyem omom pese omko into film acting omom pese omko into production omom pese omko into creating stars out of the industry no omom pese omso omo export talent ni nyina no is part of the 24-hour economy aban pese ombeja the tourism industry no behind. They don't want to leave the creative the art behind. They want to also move them or tag them along. Now where the fourth pillar omo mo abroche so person ne Ghana din sa woso eba 24-hour economy na aban ebe making sure say we set pace no to make it easy for people to connect. Omo pese almost so idiom culture baha no aban will make sure it becomes very easy. The Foreign Affairs Ministry, the Tourism Ministry, they will make sure they build a platform. It will be a conveyor belt. It will be the propeller. So the omo mo abroche no mo fie no omo betime din sa woso na ye exchange what we call intellectual mindset when it comes to tourism and how to export them and also share ideas. Heritage, any tourism, no. These are things that the government and making sure the 24-hour economy no. Pillar number 5 no any. Pillar number 5 are 24-hour plus the business no ebini. Now, supply chain and market system efficiency. Focus no will be on fixing logistics and market access bottlenecks. Example ni bine cold chain networks for perishable exports, digital trade platforms for SMEs, and multimodal transport linking farms to ports. Inti abayne say the fifth pillar 24-hour economy plus the business is simple when it comes to cold chain network for perishable export. Now, eba nyoma ebi say tomatoes, moko, nyoma bia ye twa ya e wo say sebio ye tumi ton no. Adekudi ntia eba Ghana titru obi a tomato seller, obi a oton or garden egg tomato farmer, garden eggs farmer, obi a onion farmer. There na ema omunyoma no obi a mango farmer, obi ha nyoma e prontem. Aban say 24-hour economy woman who say nyoma bebre o Ghana ehye anase esi omo ye saa ekuafo no esi omo kwan ema oman no enya ho mfaso no omo so nya ho mfaso. Obi ha otumiti anka botto be 50 na egu baako. Sene beya ode botto no anka no beduru krom na yetuma beduru bebi a wo se dunia ye de kɔ amano ne kura kɔtɔn no na ye din. Aban se 24-hour economy no omo di omo ni behwɛ saade no sene beya omo sebi omo yekuafo a omo dua nyoma a eprontem no sene omo dua ba no anase omo twa omo nyoma na ebeduru krom ntem sene beya so omo den kura saa nyoma no omo de kɔ amano ne ebi a Togo, Benin, krampona ebetumi ayen tentem wano a empro wo munsem ema omodwuma mo nyina enye kwa nti aban no ebeden ebe make sure say sa nkofo na omudua nnuaba a eprontem no nani beko omo ho na wafa ekwan bi so a omnwoma no omutwa omude betumi abaden abakrom ntem se freezer no begu omre begum transportation of those things no ebetumi aba intentem nti ombe set up eyeden akwan a ombetumi afa so a saa nyoma ni nyina no ebeba krom yebetumi atombi na yatombi so amanone na oman enya ho eyeden sika digital trade platforms for SMEs and so wa winim ompese omo make sure say amanfo omoye ndwuma nketenkete omankasa small medium enterprises no store small companies na omo Ghana no aban person or find a way a omo so betuma ton mo nyoma e wa bruchire ene Ghana se ne be ya enye edin ebe easy amomo eno no omo betuma build platforms amomo a and the small shop bi ehye Okatakyie a sa small shop no obi betumi ato bibi efri no ho etua no online ama ne nsaka sa nyoma no courier services beba enti aban no ebeboa ema ndwuma chochopo anketenkete no kra no omo so ewo aban edien krata so a ompese mbo omo so omo nyina omo boa na omo nyesika nti small shops the companies omo we mantem no aban enjo omo wechire aban de omo nyina beka ho omo build platforms amomo obi to Okatakyie na ne store ketewa bi nyoma ketewa bi na oye enso tumi ton nyoma e okumase ni nyina ne sene aban ebe use the digital platforms no to make sure say people get access to a year almost services into nyina account multimodal transport linking farms to port into aban is looking at how to link ekuafo omofuo to central part of the country and also to the port say aban to me connected the trains and the roads and the bridges are ya tamo nyoma na say the port direct to the port say wo shipa de twan a nyoma ni free bibi wona farmer service center no so be boy ekuafo mo nyoma mo ye no ejina na so into utwa nyoma na yeje edwa de ekọ nti saa na aban na 24-hour economy no policy no ne 9 na the number 5 no the jane na so number 5 no eno no aka just say 8 pillars and 24-hour economy no ejina so. Now, number 6, no, capital for inclusive and strategic investment. Focus no will be on unlocking finance for businesses and infrastructure. Example ni bini say Strategic Value Chain Development Funds (SVCD), and funded partly by levies on import, time of use electricity tariffs to lower nighttime production costs, and a tax rebate up to 50% for 24-hour operations. Into Strategic Value Chain Development fund, funded partly by the levies. Into the omubabe say strategically, omubabe making sure say when it comes to value chain na sika sebio omudi beshem amanagina na so when it comes to the things we manufacture and the kind of businesses we are going to do, which all fall under 24-hour economy. No, sa nyoma no, they are going to fund it partly by the levies on import. Into nyoma na sebio yebe kraba no, taxes yebe toso no, sa nyoma na yebe ba no, ye yisu kakra, ene sa nyoma abai benya kakra no, eno ene yebe she sa value chain development num, sene mbe ya ye krom ha, in nyuma ewa ha no so bejina omo na so. Into abai is strategically trying to cut down the amount of import eba kronim. Now you a lot of export. Send a man for the bedi, bedi dra, sika. Now the kraba no ebe kitwebi. So strategically, the government wants to build their economy locally stronger. They want our economy to be more attractive. You bring more revenue than basically spending money to bring in things. Now about a time of use electricity tariffs. The abandon say the policy be so Moa mube fall under 24-hour economy voluntarily. Mube enroll our 24-hour economy plus mo electricity no aban be hwe aka ho nsema mo. Sebio asmesia only 24-hour economy so 2,000 ubetua de ewo form echensa aban ebe make sure say sa moa mube join 24-hour economy bia mo enroll voluntarily no mo light bill some muskania sama mo di bo adwuma through anadwo no mo boa afa adwuma no musika mo light bill no aban ma mo special meters ebeti aba form muntia to say omo 24-hour economy policy nim and a tax rebate up to 50%. Mo mobile voluntarily. Mo ankasa makoma pem mobile join 24-hour economy no eba mo tax mo betua no aban e 50% becha wo into order 24-hour economy so na say would tax let's say roughly 2 million Ghana cedis are buying at 1 million becho because of your contribution, because also who fanipa, because also who ye juma at the revenue buying Ghana for hono a buying ever making sure say or tax no you better so 50% send a beya obeboa Ghana no ejina na so we 24-hour economy policy no 8 pillars are ejina so no and I'm Michi Machro, we Ghana CNN, Loud Silence TV, and I will share member fee. Now, point 7, human capital development, and no focus equipping Ghanaians with skills for a 24-hour economy. Examples libini. TVET alignment with industrial needs, digital skill training for youth, entrepreneurship boot camps for informed sector workers. So basically, when it comes to human capital, nipa nankasa yeti krodum no aban pese opekwan bi so na ode de ode boaye ma ye nankasa no ye nyini ewo ye ndwuma ya yeyem ye nya nyansa sebio yetumi esua nyoma na yetumi boaye ma ye ndwuma ye beye no eno so etumi de de mfaso ebre oman no so pese o ye 24-hour economy a unhia nipa omwo kroma omunim de omoye sebio omo won sa ne dwuma senio edwuma ombedi no ebetumi aboa oman na aboa omonso ma omotiye intaban se eba TVET amatia yese enkwara nko school enko sua ensane dwuma a aban de behye 24-hour economy nimu se na be ya enkwara na sebi omeko TVET no aban betumi alenke enkwara na de ama industry se wo Ghana into uko TVET no na uko sa school no na uko sua ensane dwuma o sa school na enya din se obenya dwuma e wo industry bi because aban be di ngine mu ama se wo so no sa school a uko enti wo ensane dwuma we o pese wo specific job bi aban be boa ama sa a facilitate ama sa dwuma no wenya enti skill ni nyina de human capital ye develop Ghana mbebunu no amamu nyansa ne dwuma na aban no through the 24-hour economy no omotumi so aboa ma wenya edwuma into TVET no omo de align anase omo de join 24-hour economy no into mo amoko TVET no mo nko school wie mbetena fie mo nko school ewie abenya edwuma efise aban nim se wie a wo nsa ne dwuma into benya bebi akɔhye eba digital skill training for youth eno eba omo be join 24-hour economy no a digital training mbebunu na mobeko into digital training for computer coding program abe sa coders here chiro any other people who fall under the digital economy no sa skill training mu wia the aban ben say obeboa na sa nkwara no so enya bebi ahye abo edwuma into this all falls under 24-hour economy. Job creation, jobs. You need to look for it, you need to chase it, you are going to get it. Entrepreneurship boot camps for informal sector workers. Sebio your onkophobia Oma tomade ache, oma didwa ache, oma nko school, nanso eba edwadi a obwa. Ya ma menum bebre titi kantamanto, titi kejetia, oma nko school da, enso oma didwa akwa enim. Sa nko fori nya yentumi nje omo echire. Aban ebe pe kwan bi so, enso achire omo sene be ya ende modern edwadie sene ekọ ende digitalization nti u didwa kura oye oba ma papa na ebia wanko school cry this usro aban no ebe make sure say omo be create avenue ama ye ma menem na ye de omo so ba kan omo mate ase ene 2025 yi se ne edidwa sabi kofo nyoma kura wo sehwia sabio enye se betena ka ma na mekọ e wo se me friend nipa bi e wo se me tumi share me contact e wo se omo hu se be do time we e wo se omo hu se nyoma na me beto no ye calculate a metuma send sika na amomo through digital platform ye be kire omo se ne omo bekọ kwan so se na bebi omo betuma bukom hotel kura ansa na omo duru ho nipa omo kosi omo so enti sa boot camp ni nyina no omo be kire omo informal sector sabio omo ko school so omo didwa ana se omo ye dwuma bi na aban de omo be ka 24-hour economy no omo aboa ama oman na gina na so enti aban no enje obia we chiri pillar na etoso number 7 enie number 8 pillar 24-hour plus no ebegina so no enie eba governance and civic engagement. Focus now will be on driving implementation, monitoring and national ownership. Examples will be civil mobilization through religious, academic and youth groups, public sector reforms to support 24-hour service delivery, and a performance dashboard to track progress. It's basically the way governance and civic engagement in action said. Aban everyone who money we did a 24-hour economy no obema Ghana for atiase in chechem no bekoso ombeboa ama sorry any inkuo nyina atiase na yetuma kyerɛkyerɛ ho na ye nyina so yetumi de saa adwene no ene emmoa no aboa aban ama Ghana ni bia begia tum say 24-hour economy no it does not matter baby a wo ye adwuma de wo ye ekuanu o medicine o engineer o fito ye nyina ye fall under it at a specific area place inti ye nyina no ye benya adwene pa e de atutu ye ho for akyerɛkyerɛ ho in sorry schools, groups, youth organizations. Yen nyina no aban se obeboa e de sika kakra hyem na yetumi akyerɛkyerɛ ho ama saa dwuma de we ejina ne naso. Enti eye fapem in watwe e na 24-hour plus no ejina so. John Mahama lanche na munyina monte ase se aban we omo ka omo ye. Ghana CNN na wutie no medwudwam ama PZ fo nyina ate ase. Enti sa wote so bi ka 24-hour economy menka se enya de ba akopeu eye bebre aban ene ankrankra ene ebeto omo nsa adi nsawoso ama 24-hour economy we ejina ne naso mema kwase bi nkogina bebi se 24-hour economy e den ende ma kyerɛkyerɛm mama Ghana fo ehu bebi a obi a hye omo mu nko school hyem omo ma ko school hyem omo asebi omu sa hyem omo wa hyem sebi omo a omo ni fra kura hyem we eye Ghana ekuafo hyem mesin fo hyem eye de driver fo hyem me obi a hyem build ema obi a abejoin ne a build economy no ne a build Ghana fo in 24-hour economy plus no no. Now what's the time? 7:25. Team, are we good? 11:25 in Ghana. Mama minjuja we mu na yampon. This story is very important to me. You see, a year on the 16th of July, a year GRA will begin implementation of postponed energy sector levy amendment. A year 1 cedi na ye deba 2 petrol so. Sene be ye petrol no. Sebio enkodu 17 sene be ya yebetumi abo yenyirem nkania ho ban no Ghana fo nyina overwhelmingly yenyina agitumi say yepe and the abane say bibia atokwan mu 16th of a year this month no sa implementation no yetetua 1 cedi na yemfa emwa say kania no begina so tua 1 cedi na yemfa nhyehyɛ yen kania asɛm yie tua 1 cedi na sene be ya Ghana eye yen sensem fa yen kania ho enyirem nkania ho no ebegina ne na so tua 1 cedi pe time NDC ba power na petrol was 17 cities and the petrol and 12 cities. Aban said to 1 city. Na sa 1 city no utie wi a eye kania nsam eye yen nyam nkania ye bre nyoma bia enkoye no sa sika no ye de be hye yen kania semu se ne be ya yen kania gina so a ye odwuma so be koso. Inti Ghana for ya atum obi ani wa se bi odibu ofu na ye top petrol 17 and ye top petrol 11 na ye de 1 city to so na kodu 12 a adentina so Ghana for ko ye nyina kyerɛkyerɛ ho ya te ase sa aban beji eto nketenkete na sa eto no abenya emfaso aba mfaso amaya adentina yentua ye etua to na nse ye hu se mfaso aba so enti eto no eba na nyansa wo ma ye nyina ye bekasa na yetua sa nyansa ni ma ye bekasa etia eto we eye 1 cedi on petroleum product no nyansa wo enti ye nyina agi atum se betua enti Ghana for GR say from the 16th of a year mosumi we wo mu no ye be start etua 1 cedi no e wo petrol bia ye beto so wa unika no problem omo ka no omo to a enya de a omo betu eye lorry fam efri se petrol no 17 Ghana se petrol no 17 to 18 Ghana ene e be start aka se da bi aban de obeto ye no went man te so me no ka say aban betu petrol no 17 e wo 10 and 11 enya de e be kasa until petrol no bedu 17 no ye nkasa nti baby eduru de ye betua 1 cedi no yebetua 1 cedi ma ban no ama yenka na gina so me no ka say boso be miensa kana ne gina so pimpin pampi te say mo sini bibi ni nyina kire say aban na omote so no omonim nyansa hwede aban ne ye eye sorry get out ECG under NDC yes ni and the energy minister kasa na de no kan o say ECG raises 1.6 billion of 2.5 billion target in 6 months. NDC abanka say omubedi oman so a bosumi nsia da enim no omube make sure say ECG betu raise 2.6 billion. And the meno ka say bosumi nsia no abakọ NDC aban etume raise 1.6 billion. We na kire aban a aye ready say ebeko ketahye ebeginem ama menewo. I'm making sure say sa sika na ekufuado na aban no omo ese no sa aban we abase omo beboaye. Now in just 6 months no 2.6 no project here no omo tumenyamu 1.6. This is unprecedented. When aban a omo nim nyansa when abanya etoto nyama. So imagine after 7 years, after 3 years, after 4 years, sa nyoma omri atoto kwemu no, se ni nyina so aba na ejina na so na ECG krono ekoso no abani yi ni nyina friwa. We can make over 2.6 billion in less than 3 months. So this is good news. The government is working. The government is being proactive. The government is sealing all the loopholes. Nipebi na omode boy krono NPP for ekufuadomo omudi wiaye and the aban esi ho kwan enti ye nyesika enye ko enti se payday. At least we have been able to raise 1.6 billion. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, ECG was making losses every month. Until we need to be very appreciative of where we are today. And I know we are going to do better. This government, this energy minister, they are helping this nation. They are building Ghana. Reset na NDC kind, reset no baby who say it is the best. Now, share the echo. And the NDC are buying say through the energy minister, almost say, yes, when it comes to government institutions. And the minister said government agencies to be moved to prepaid meters. A buying offices be brave, you light is so. Light in air for security. But in your maybe I is so and for so. And the NDC are buying say government agencies are buying in human yinano, yabema be prepaid. It is our prepaid no a cow budget on. Into want to mean can't me say, oh yeah, agency way, your mouse we suffer light. Now about 1 week, because a light nasa. You need to prove to us how was our light in the sun 1 week. Now you have internal auditors. Sir, you be auditing moi or some sika modo talk kania how long it lasted. Into right now, I buy say postpaid, I buy agencies in you be year free ho. I buy agencies in about better lights. Into I buy agency be also a budget. So you need to use your budget wisely. It is a no maybe wo na some more say no na some muja kania ni so unnecessarily. No maybe wo amudi energy ya mu say if otumi kwa aban adwumam na e just ceiling fan so the whole day. Ebi wo ha ye pon na e ja air condition so aban say san kwase ade no ye betwam. Se sia no government agencies no mu nyina mo ba be use prepaid. Obi antumi ja kania so obi antumi ja air lighting so obi antumi ja ceiling fan so obi antumi ja air condition so obi antumi waste energy biom. Wow, we are the head of that agency no, it is your responsibility to make sure say budget e dia ma no where you be e dia koto kania. So where you now the koto kania no now we say kania na, it is up to you to answer questions to the Auditor General. Inti aban e de emra eba sa sika na ye said no and ye save sika. Now we will not have people wasting government money through the utilization of electricity unnecessarily. Inti sia no aban through the minister no abeka say aban agency bia eba be use prepaid, and this is a good one. Remember Osha Ghana CNN bidin at the cabinet called Beru Taylor. Now yeah about be finish it and the show no it's exactly 7:32. We have been on air for 2 hours 53 minutes. Let me strike some 20 minutes. And I'll share a topic now. Yeah, the show na simple. This was our topic of the day. The caption was that we side with the NPP. We side with the NPP. And this was your flyer and saying an here. Ubeka say, hey, Kevin Taylor today is siding with the NPP. You support the NPP. NPP for say Ablekuma North elections na Electoral Commission say omoba beyen biom in some constituencies NPP for say enya dia omo support omo mpene omo court. Now this is the candidate NPP for Edenebawo Ablekuma. Easy for some rerun. Now the reason why I support the NPP on this is that the NPP almost every right to say the EC the EC does not have the right to rerun the elections. In fact, per the laws so kind rana I will say EC a court in kwa and a high court in kwa and a bit to me amasa directive and a direction say yanko near EC enko rerunning election. EC nkwan to mean sorry and free demo meka say Ghana Ablekuma North election organized in fact yenya problems binti adiachi in the next 2 days 10 days yes elections I don't agree with the EC and I support the NPP 100%. I support them because they also took part in the elections. We need to listen to them. And at the end of the day, they have all the right to demand answers. They have all the right to make sure, because to them, they believe it's we need elections, And to the NDC to believe it's almost we need elections, And as we speak now, when the NPP says election, Simuno omu wini na EC entumi constituencies bi say omu nkoto aba na yansan kind of no omu ntiase, and I support it because in principle no it is right. Because near tia na EC ba parliament beka kire Ghana for say Ablekuma enya de omu be rerun bia if we say it will go against your democracy. Boss when I started better parliament kire nti from the EC's own mouth, rerun isn't part of the issue. The whole thing that we were waiting for the EC to announce the result. In fact, when the EC came to Parliament, Ghana for say they only need police protection. When they get the police protection, they can announce the results. They don't care the intimidation. When say Ghana Police Service and more musa security now. So I don't know how. The EC about Tabaka said no. Constituencies be omuni NPP ni NDC akasa. NPP for say omuni dinkomo biya. NPP for say omuni EC any meeting biya. Until they are not going to adhere to those things EC is saying, and that they are going to instruct their lawyers to go to court and challenge the decision of the EC. And I support that 100%. In fact, this is the General Secretary of the NPP, Bumi Ntieno.
If there are 3 outstanding coalitions that are yet to be done, only 2 are found in the 19 polling stations that the Electoral Commission has presented to us. Leaving Glory Land Hotel Odoko 1A. So what we want to ask the Electoral Commission is that when was the collation for Glory Land Hotel Odoko done? That's the question. That's the question to Madam Jane Mensah and the commissioners. That we want to find out from you. Where is Glory Land Hotel Odoko 1A? With the polling station code C1612058. Because NDC, NPP, we all know, even the Electoral Commission, your presiding officers, your returning officers, they know that we have not collated the results in that polling station. So how come it is not part of the 19 polling stations? That's why I said, if you want to lie, you'll be exposed.
That's and I support Pentium 2. For the first time, I support the General Secretary of the NPP. Omobusa a simple question, say, Electoral Commission, Glory Land Hotel, Odoko, I know that place. Aya 1A, sa aya police station, coalition mo yen wing. So the NPP, they have all the right to go to court. And nobody can intimidate the NPP and say I don't know court. They have the right. And from the General Secretary's statement, they have factual, they have questions demanding for their reasonable answers. Because the EC cannot just tell them, say, I more NPP for Monsolimba, no, it doesn't work like that. This is a political party, and we hear answers. They also invested in the elections. In fact, they are the second biggest political party in Ghana. They were just in power. Free power. Until we cannot just say free power until the Mensa Electoral Commission will have to just come out with any result and say running. So I support the General Secretary of the NPP. In fact, our minority leader Kramponu spoke on this matter. This is the minority leader.
Member of this house filed an urgent question, which question compelled the EC to come here. A lot of supplementary questions were asked. The deputy chair, Dr. Bosman, sitting in for his boss, told us that all they need is security to enable them finish the 3 polling stations. I ask a question: what has changed? Mr. Speaker, we should be careful as a democracy how we are managing this democracy. Mr. Speaker, today we have a member in this chamber from Domikwabenya, because when it was left with some few polling stations, EC relied on tally cards. Aden Michael Kwe Jr. onu di onye nipa onye Ghanini. Michael Kwe Jr. protested, but he did not protest with violence. He did not carry his constituent to the EC Collation Center. He expressed his disagreement in a civil way Today, we have our colleague Akurugu in with us because EC used tally cards to complete the collation process. And when it is clear that the EC was on course to complete this process, we are being told today that there's going to be rerun of some constituencies. It is unfair, it is unjust. Is it the case, and I don't want to believe that that is the case, that the recent public comment by some senior politicians is what is compelling EC perhaps to secure their job? They want to succumb to the whims and caprices of certain extremists or certain hardliners. It is not fair. Maybe today this thing it is helping some other people. Tomorrow it may be their turn. Mr. Speaker, with all of this said, I would humbly plead with my colleague opposite me to program the EC. We just received Prime Minister Modi talking about our strides in democracy. Let us not wish them away. In the sub-region, many countries wish they were Ghana. They are not Ghana because they took the institutions for granted, and today they are paying dearly for it. Let's not say to ourselves, had I known. EC must come here and brief us why, in spite of their being unequivocal, they have now changed course.
So this is the minority leader, Kasongo 99, Afenyomakin. Onoswa Kasa. Osia. The question the Omontiase. Democracy in your practice. Onu Nigeria NPP 88 or parliament. The EC and Enchaye. Aya then I will organize elections. Now some places to crown power you expect to say ube timide wankasa unko fwa kwa kinkain. Aya den abano di obi enya ye no. Sebi o nkrata bi so kura na otrochro de be kire Ghana fo abra adanse kura mpo ni wo say sa numbers na wo de kire Ghana fo ne NPP fo ne NDC fo no sebi o enkire say ekokrata mu okasa no say Ghana fa ahudie no ehia enti eni say sebi o mo NPP fo o mo kasa say nyoma nkoye a wo say age o ma no si bone na sebi o mo te Ghana no isi no eba parliament be ka kire o mo say eye abana sebi eto no eye Ablekuma north no abane de omo hia police protection pe na o ma bobo aba no eye den na de chen ya sebi o isi asa betena ho ka se eye abano e o se asa akoto no foforo e wo sebi o impeso bi so now okasa no o si eye afenyoma kene kasa no o si eye electoral commission for ana nipa bi insem bi o mo ka se omodwuma omoye no enso eni no e o se esesa omo no eno na ahye omosoma ende omutu anamon we ana on a normal day anka ensema NPP ka general secretary ne ka afenyoma kenka on a normal day anka a normal people speak na anka betiase. But when the same animals, the same fools, some kwasiafu from NPP for, when these same people at the end of the day decided to protect an electoral commission or electoral commissioner who wasn't consistent in her delivery or in their delivery, these same animals, they defended J. Mensa. Now, say Asiedun Ketia Betina TV so say the electoral commission leadership, they need to be sacked. Kwasiabe Nebetimaka Asiedun Ketia wasn't speaking the truth. Afenyomakin and the general secretary of the NPP, they were justifying what Asiedun Ketia said last week, that the EC is not consistent. The EC cannot do its job. The EC cannot be trusted. Asiedun Ketia make a statement, or Ghana for the reason why he believes, as an individual and the chairman of the NPP, NDC, they should sack the EC bosses. If we say the EC bosses who are not consistent, are dangerous to our democracy. This is the same electoral commissioner. Election 2020, or my results bear 7. The same Electoral Commission, led by Bosman, led by Jane Mensah, and that twerp, that is part of them. This is the same Electoral Commissioner. Omoba Parliament, say they are going to announce the results. They need the IGP to just give them men. This is an Electoral Commission leadership who are liars, who are thieves. I support the NPP. They are justifying the reason why we don't need Jane Mensah and Bosman Asare at the Electoral Commission. I support the NPP for every single thing they have said. It shows clearly, say, the EC, they lie. It shows clearly, say, the EC cannot be trusted. It shows clearly, say, the EC is not consistent. It shows clearly, say, there is some deficiency in the leadership of the Electoral Commission. The NPP, as the biggest opposition, they have raised red flag about the competence of Jane Mensah and her subordinates. I am not the one saying. In fact, the NPP today, they have basically confirmed as say we need to sack the Electoral Commissioner. We need to sack the Electoral Commissioner and her deputies, because if we don't, the next elections, they will bring this country down. We were waiting for a political party to come out and confirm what Asiedun Ketia said. We were waiting for a political party to come out and tell the world to say, Jane Mensah is a liar. Bosman is a liar. Whatever they came to say in Parliament was a lie. And today, the NPP, they have justified that. They have made Ghanaians know, say, Jane Mensah needs to go. Bosman needs to go. The other executives of more Electoral Commission, they need to be sacked, because we can't have an Electoral Commission that comes to Parliament to lie to Parliament. We can't have an Electoral Commissioner who comes to Parliament and lies to Parliament and goes out there to do a different thing. In fact, the law says that if you want to rerun an election, it is only the court that can give you that permission to do that. The Electoral Commission is breaking the law. So why is the Electoral Commission saying that we have to go and do a rerun when they know, say, so the NPP is right. NPP for the Omokan, and then it is right. Jane Mensah and the Electoral Commission are wrong. We need to make sure we get rid of them. We need to sack them. The NPP, because I don't believe, say, or I don't think, say, Afenyomakin tomorrow will come and tell me, say, upon all the things he's telling me, upon all the things the General Secretary of the NPP, they are telling Ghanaians, they will suggest that the EC boss and his deputies should continue, because they have already told us that they are incompetent. The NPP, they have told us that what Asiedun Ketia was saying, that they were criticizing, they now know that Asiedun Ketia is a prophet. It's a slim mosquito who is a prophet. And that the slim prophet, his words have come to pass. So the NPP today, yes in our politics. Now NPP for Chreye, Judas no. First, Asiedun Ketia ka so on kano kre. Asiedun Ketia na Yesu ama. Asiedun Ketia hu hwe do akoka. And omwanka so ye Judas no na aba be ka Chreye say, Omo Jumadia is needy. Sa Jumadi no mudino, and for Quem. Now say NPP are the biggest opposition party in Ghana. Catcher say Jane Mensah and Bosman are liars, and that they don't speak truth. They came to even lie to Parliament, and that they want to abuse their officer. Why should we as Ghanaians entertain Jane Mensah, Bosman at the EC? Actually, Jimmy. So this is a vote of no confidence. They are basically telling Ghana for you now, say the EC cannot be trusted. We need to sack the EC. Today, as some are saying, the NPP as a political party, they have confirmed it. So nobody should go sit on any TV or radio, because the two political parties, technically, they have confirmed that they cannot work with the EC boss and her deputies. So why are we keeping Jane Mensah in office? Why haven't we petitioned the president to make sure Jane Mensah is sacked from the office? The NPP have told us Jane Mensah and Bosman are liars. That is why the minority leader Kasongo is telling them to come back again to Parliament to tell us, because they don't believe what they said in the first place. We cannot live with an EC that is full of liars, thieves, inconsistent braggarts. We cannot allow such fools to be leading our elections. Today, the NPP, they have confirmed that the EC has been lying to us. And an entity like the EC, we cannot allow liars to lead it. Jane Mensah, Bosman, and the rest of the leadership of the EC, today we all have to come together and make sure they are kicked out. I am not the one saying, the NPP are the ones saying it. Tomorrow, I don't want any foolish NPP person to come and sit on TV and say, Jane Mensah has done nothing. Because the party has come out today to have a press conference to tell us that Jane Mensah is a liar. I didn't say it. This is the NPP.
Ran the election in 19 polling stations. The EC gave the following justification. I quote, "The commission arrived at the decision to rerun the election in the underlisted polling stations because the 19 scanned polling station results used for the collation, though approved by agents of both political parties, were not verified by the presiding officers responsible for those polling stations," unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, let it be on record that at the meeting with the Electoral Commission on 1st July, our representatives, the persons of Evans Nimakun, our Director of Research and Elections, and Ebenezer Nati, Honorable Ebenezer Nati, former Member of Parliament for Ablekuma Central, representing our party, vehemently opposed the position of the Electoral Commission. So it cannot be that after extensive discussion, the EC painting the picture as if the parties there agreed to their roadmap. They ran the election in 19 polling stations. The EC gave the
MPP for Okatakyie, EC for Nkanokre. Bosman is a liar. Jane Mensah is a liar. They cannot trust them. The NDC too have told us the EC is inconsistent. We cannot trust them. They cannot organize any effective elections. So what are we doing now? They need to go. They need to be sacked. We need to get rid of them and get some competent people to lead the Electoral Commission. The NPP today are telling us, are confirming what Asiedu Ketia said, that the Electoral Commissioners are criminals. They are liars. Today, Afrifa is demanding that Bosman Asare, who came to just speak on the Ablekuma North election results, lied to them. He is telling us that Bosman needs to come back and explain himself, because the last time Bosman came to Parliament, he lied. The NPP are in support of Asiedu Ketia. NPP 4 almost supported Asiedu Ketia's statement. Said, EC boss and the deputies and we all support the NPP and Asiedu Ketia. So right now, the conversation basically has ended. The EC bosses, Jane Mensah, Bosman, and the leadership, NPP say you are liars. NDC say you are liars. NPP say you are inconsistent. NDC say you are inconsistent. NPP 4 say the coalition, you did not even follow due process. The NDC are saying same. NPP doesn't trust you. NDC doesn't also trust you. We cannot trust you as Ghanaians. And we will not allow anybody from the NPP or NDC to lie to us that you people are competent enough to stay in that office. The EC leadership, they have to go. The NPP today, they have confirmed what Asiedu Ketia said. They support Asiedu Ketia's decision. They support Asiedu Ketia's observation. We also support the decision from the NPP. Jane Mensah, Bosman Asare, it is finished. They need to be sacked.